The USFL is returning in the spring of 2022, and they just recently announced their new teams, all of their teams, for the 2022 spring season. They are going to be two divisions, as you can see right here in this wonderful graphic to my side. Two divisions. Northern Division is going to host the Michigan Panthers, the New Jersey Generals, the Philadelphia Stars, and the Pittsburgh Maulers. The Southern Division will be hosting the Birmingham Stallions, the Houston Gamblers, and the New Orleans Breakers, as well as the Tampa Bay Bandits. My goodness gracious, 8 football teams in 8 really good football cities and a new spring football league. All 8 teams will play in one location during the inaugural season, so we're not going to see, flying back and forth. I guess that's for one, possibly COVID reasons, but primarily for monetary reasons to save money. I get that. The logos have been updated for the new league. These are all teams that were in the previous USFL back in the 80s. The league will begin play in April of 2022 with games every Sunday and Saturday during a 10-game season. This is a quote from Brian Woods, the president of football operations for the USFL. He says, "We are excited to take this next major step in the development of a new USFL." He goes on to say that these 8 teams form the core of our initial league membership and will represent an exciting brand of professional football coming this spring. We look forward to the start of our inaugural season, and boy, am I excited. I don't know about anyone here. I don't know about anyone watching this, but I am a huge fan of spring football. I am a huge fan of all football. The USFL is a good thing for football because it allows us to have a look at some of these stars from college that maybe weren't cut out for the NFL or didn't get the right opportunity in the NFL, and it also gets us kind of ready, gives us a little bit of an appetizer for what we might see in the summer and in the fall and in the winter in the NFL. Because what we saw from the XFL in 2020, less so from the AAF because that was just a dumpster from the beginning, but the XFL before COVID and the pandemic hit, it was doing great. The XFL was amazing. Ratings were really great. The product on the field was amazing. The fans were into it. Again, I was at the last DC Defenders game during the Cup State game. It was one of the wildest and funnest experiences of my life. So I think spring football in general is good. Will the USFL live up to the hype? Considering the fact that it has Fox Sports behind it, and it has the monetary value and support behind it, it has the TV rights obviously behind it, I think this is a really good venture that will last. No one could have predicted what happened to the XFL in 2020 and how that folded. It's unfortunate that happened. But had that not happened, had the pandemic and everything not happened, I think the XFL would still be around today because it was a product that was in really good football cities that worked. And this is the same thing. It's a brand that people know being resurrected that is hosting games in really good football cities, or hopefully in 2023 will be, but, really showing a base at least this year. I think it's going to be good. And the one thing I will say, though, about the USFL, my gosh, do I wish there was more hype for the USFL because, you hear about it, right? You hear about, the USFL is coming back, every now and then, but no one's really pushing it. And again, I get it because it's a Fox Sports venture, and, CBS probably doesn't want to send them over. ESPN doesn't want to send people over to Fox Sports. I get that, but it's a new football league. It's exciting. It's people should care. We should be hearing about it. They should be launching commercials now. Especially considering they just announced the teams. You want to create that fandom early. You want to create that connection with the fans early. Like the XFL did. Say what you want about how the XFL ended. They did an amazing job reaching out to communities, reaching out to the fans, and reaching the fans, actually, prior to the launch of the XFL. That's what led to such great ratings. That's what led to such great product on the field. And that's what led to a lot of former XFL talent eventually making their way over to the NFL. Not all of them became starters, but PJ Walker has started games in the NFL. That's much more that he could say before he was in the XFL. Significantly more. And he might have been the MVP of the league had it not folded. So I'm excited to see what the USFL can offer. And I think that it is going to offer a really good product, considering the people that are behind it. They've brought in amazing football people. They've obviously have the support of Fox Sports, which is a big deal because it reinforces, them as a product, possibly not going out. I like the fact that just in case, to save money and prevent any sort of, hopefully any sort of spread of anything, they're having it in one location. Would I like them to kind of, obviously you would like to have different locations, but take it slow. Take it slow. Let's see where it goes. But you have to be excited, right? Yeah, that's all you can say. I am excited to see what this can be. Because, and again, I'm going to go back to talking about the AAF and the XFL because those are the contemporary examples of spring football leagues. I think the AAF was an overhyped idea that never lived up to any of the hype, and obviously folded because it didn't have the monetary backing. The XFL was, I think, hyped at just the level it was at. I thought it was a great product on the field, like I said. It had really good monetary backing up until, the unpredictable event of 2020 happened. Because Vince McMahon just literally sold a bunch of his WWE shares to fund it. So it had a literal billionaire funding it that was invested in it up until the point, 2020 happened. But I think the USFL is even set up for more success than both of those combined because of the connections it has. And it has the potential to truly be a good feeder league to the NFL. And I think they really can learn from the mistakes and what went right and what went wrong with the XFL and the AAF before it. Because say what you want, the XFL especially had some really innovative, good ideas that I think the USFL should incorporate. And I'm talking about the 4th and 15 onside kick rule, where instead of kicking an onside kick, it's a 4th and 15, and if you convert it, you get the ball back on the kickoff. Or the weighted, or should I say layered 2-point, 3-point, 4-point conversions. I like those. I like those rules. I think they make the game more interesting, more competitive, and more compelling to watch. So if I'm the USFL or I'm giving them advice, my one piece of advice would be look at the previous spring football leagues. Obviously avoid their mistakes, but also take from them. And what would you like to see in the NFL? Think about that. Get outside the box. What's something you would like to see in the NFL? Try it. That's what this league is for. It's for trying innovative, cool ideas that maybe fans want to see. Thanks for watching this video from Real Take Sports Talk. Remember to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released. Also, remember to check out our live show every single Thursday at 8 p.m. right here on the YouTube channel. And remember, keep it real.